Hey guys, Blue Steel here. Today we have a controversial video that, at least on the surface, appears to show a sheriff killing an unarmed and unaggressive man because he lost his temper at being questioned. I've made it clear on this channel that in general I stand on the side of our military and our first responders. But any honest person must call out mistakes and misdeeds by those he supports. Otherwise, he is merely a propagandist. This video shows a sheriff's deputy from Rusk County, Texas, making what appears to be a routine traffic stop that goes south very quickly, resulting in him killing an unarmed man. It is possible, of course, that additional evidence will turn up, but from what I can see in this video, the sheriff lost his temper and an innocent man lost his life. On September 14th, 2022, shortly after 1 o'clock in the morning, Sheriff's Deputy Shane Iverson pulled over a 2019 Nissan Altima driven by Timothy Michael Randall, known as Mike, for running a stop sign. The driver, complying with the deputy's instructions, turned onto a small road adjoining the highway, pulled over, and stopped. The sheriff deputy tells Randall he was stopped because he blew through a stop sign. Randall protested that he did, in fact, stop. The cop says, "No, you did not." The stop sign was about 2,000 feet from where Randall left the road upon being pulled over by the sheriff's deputy, at the intersection of Highway 64 and 42. The stop sign is very hard to miss, though it was, of course, the middle of the night.
I'm Sergeant Iverson, the Rusk County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, sir.
The reason I pulled you over is you blew that stop sign back there.
No, I didn't. I came to a complete stop with that stop sign.
All right.
I mean, I did. I came to a stop.
No, you didn't. So,
What do you mean? I mean, what do you mean?
step out of the vehicle for me.
Okay. I mean,
Randall isn't aggressive in disagreeing with Iverson. The deputy, however, appears to take it as some kind of resistance because he immediately orders Randall to get out of his car, which Randall immediately does. Iverson instructs Randall to put his hands on his car to be frisked. Randall can be seen putting something in his rear waistband, perhaps after taking it out of his pants pocket, and then pulling up his pants in the front. The sheriff may not have seen Randall sticking something in his rear waistband, but he definitely saw the pants straightening. Because the next thing that he does is to put Randall's hands on the roof of his car forcefully and perform an extensive manual examination of Randall's crotch from inside his pants. At this point, the item Randall stuck in his waistband falls to the ground, with the sheriff again not appearing to notice. You can easily see that when it falls, the sheriff is looking up and to the right while he searches Randall. Randall, other than questioning the sheriff's charge, which he is allowed to do, has done nothing but comply with all of Iverson's orders. Iverson now pulls Randall off his car and tells him to put his hands behind his back. In the video, it is possible that Randall resists Iverson at this point, but it is equally likely that Iverson, holding both of Randall's arms and leaning on the smaller man's back, has simply prevented him from carrying out the instructions of putting his hands behind him. In either event, Randall is greatly outclassed by the formidably built Iverson. Randall, now being physically restrained, which constitutes arrest, asks the sheriff what he's being arrested for. This is a question everyone has the right to ask, and authorities are required to provide an answer. You cannot merely restrain somebody without telling them why. Iverson briefly releases Randall, who asks what the officer is doing. He has his hands raised, palms open. Why is Iverson so forcefully restraining a man who doesn't appear to be resisting in any way? Either it is for Randall running a stop sign, something for which one is not generally put in an attempted half-Nelson hold, for whatever the item was that he dropped, but the sheriff never saw him drop it, or because Randall asked him what he was being arrested for. To me, it looks like Iverson loses his temper at this point as a result of being asked why Randall is being constrained. Iverson is powerfully built, and according to at least one news article, has special forces training. Though much younger, Randall is clearly no match for Iverson. At this point, so far as I can tell, Deputy Iverson has the unresisting Randall in a restraint hold. He then forces the man to the ground in a pretty good wrestling takedown. Randall protests, but does not appear to fight the sheriff. At this point, Iverson has Randall under complete control, pinned to the ground. But instead of putting cuffs on Randall, assuming that that was warranted at all, he stands and pulls Randall upright, then shifts to a grip around Randall's throat. Iverson then appears to trip and throws Randall, still not resisting, to the ground several feet away as he himself falls. As Randall attempts to regain his feet, Iverson pulls out his service weapon and shoots. From the video, before I had to block out the shooting to meet YouTube standards, it can be seen that Randall is still struggling to stand upright. When he sees that Iverson has a gun pointed at him, he then turns to the left to run, exposing his right side to Iverson, who then fires a shot. Autopsy reports show that the shot entered under Randall's right arm, penetrated his right lung, tunneled through his heart, and exited through his left pec. Despite his fatal wound, Randall manages to run about 120 feet before he falls.
Get out!
Iverson, then trying to call his dispatcher, walks and then jogs to where Randall lies sprawled, asking him if he's okay. Randall does not answer. At this point, Iverson seems to realize what he has done, shot and killed an unarmed man for running a stop sign. He urgently calls for an ambulance and then runs back to his car. He does not stop to render aid, perhaps because he can tell the man is dead. He then pulls his car up to the fallen man.
517 County. .517. Dude, you okay? .517 County. Hey, I need an ambulance. Call everybody. I've got a shooting. Hurry up, I need an ambulance. I can't get out of my radio.
Okay, I'll get him out there. Okay, we got it today. We got it today.
517, I'm on 4125.
36, 525 and 32 are headed that way.
Officer Iverson was found not to have violated policy by the review board. The sheriff gave two somewhat contradictory reasons for his shooting of Randall. The first was that Randall had concealed narcotics in his pants. He had attempted to conceal a small pipe, but the sheriff didn't even see that. The second attempt to justify the shooting was that the deputy was in a tactically compromised position on the ground and that therefore had to shoot Randall to protect himself. It should be noted that the only reason the deputy was on the ground was because he tripped as he was slamming Randall to the pavement. Iverson retired from the sheriff's office immediately after the shooting. Iverson was later no-billed by a Rusk County grand jury, meaning that he was never indicted or charged for the crime. He is, however, currently being sued for wrongful death by Randall's family. Timothy Michael Randall, 29, of Price, Texas, was shot and killed by Sergeant Shane Iverson of the Rusk County Sheriff's Department on September the 14th, 2022 in Turnertown, Texas. Randall was not in possession of a weapon or of narcotics when he was shot. No drugs were found on either Randall or at the scene. A small pipe in a glasses case was recovered.